Yeah, here we go. And
coming to you every week from no place in particular, this is the Forever Road Podcast featuring Bosco. He's a music lover, a historian, and a connoisseur of the obscure. Find us on some great platforms like iHeart and Spotify, and even more as we keep growing. Now, pointed down that forever road are your hosts. Here is Mr. Worldwide, Will Cray, and Bosco.
good Saturday evening, everybody. It is the Forever Road Podcast. I'm Bosco. No Will this weekend, or this episode, this edition. He decided to go off gallivanting and go play in the water or something. But I do have joining me today, Chief Key from the One Morning I'm Out of Here studios. I don't know if it's still
here. We are.
Others.
We're here. I think I'm a little bit better looking than Will, but I don't think I bring as much to the table as Will does. But I do love I love your moniker of connoisseur of the obscure. I like it.
Obscure. Yep. A bunch of random facts. The School of Hard Knocks and Knowledge, and so welcome everybody to the best worst thing you've never seen.
I love that one too.
I don't know anybody in the chats yet, but anyway, we're here. How's it going, man? I know we were talking a little bit the last couple of days about things and stuff.
So I'm definitely, per your title, I'm definitely late to the party, and just now got to. I celebrated Juneteenth by going and seeing The Fall Guy, so I know we're gonna get my take on that. But everything's good. I got off shift. What was that? What's today? Saturday, Friday morning, and we are leaving for vacation tomorrow. So I will be, I say off the grid, but I'm definitely going to be posting shit, from vacation. So I signed up for the international plan. So I'm going to get fucked there, money wise.
Yeah.
But that way we can, Jill and I can talk to Zoe if we need to, or whatever. But
you should do a podcast from the boat. All hammered, swaying back and forth. Hey, everybody.
I told Jill, I said I'm going to go Instagram live probably on the One More I'm Out of Here Instagram page, probably from the pool bar, because that's where I'll be most of the week. She might be asleep in the room. I don't know. She's asleep right now because we had a pool day because she's already, we're on vacation, but not on vacation yet. She treated it like we were on vacation, and oh wow, it's she's something right now. She's like, I need a nap. I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a reoccurring theme because you cannot keep up with me drinking, especially on vacation. So, yeah, she was talking about you, and I know you had reached out to her, and she was super appreciative of having her on. I think you guys talk maybe next month about a Fast and the Furious recap, which she knows everything about Fast and Furious, which is shocking. We were talking about today at the pool. Shocking to me that, a 40-year-old woman is so like in tune. Her and her friends will schedule when the next one comes out. They go to the premiere. It's amazing to me.
For me, yeah, that's actually kind of weird, kind of a little odd.
You don't see that very often.
Did she grow up around cars or anything?
No.
Like going to car shows and
She's not, she's not. Well. She can't turn wrenches. I mean, she can do she can do what she needs to do, but she's not she's not a wrencher.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she knows the size of the motor that's in her car that she currently drives. But she grabs onto that shit, and I think it's hilarious. It's awesome.
Yeah, I just shot a couple messages out. But yeah, man, I'm actually really, really excited to have her come on and talk about what she knows, see her insight is on Fast and Furious.
Oh, you won't have to talk at all, I promise.
I shot her a message the other day. I was like, okay, what day works for y'all? Because I think she wants you in on it. So you got a lot of catching up to do. And
yeah, I think I have 4 movies I have to catch up on.
Yeah, I think you said that.
I made it past Tokyo Drift though, which was and she'll say this on your podcast, but she was like, it was the biggest waste movie, but they introduced an Asian guy. Cool, got it. And then it continues. But yeah, she's super excited about
it. See, I wasn't impressed with Too Fast, Too Furious. Other than
which one was that one?
That was like,
you have to like kind of throw numbers because they to me they all like mix together. Outside of 1 and 2. Oh,
that was the one.
Dead, you're full of shit, dude. That thing was terrible. I love you, but it was terrible. Me not being a Fast and Furious, connoisseur, I can say it was bad.
I think that was the first time I ever saw
you, by the way.
See, I think that was the first time. See, I could say stuff, and I don't know if you'll catch it or not. Like, you saw a import engine dropped off into a Mustang, an old classic Mustang. I was just shaking my head, going, "Why? Why?" Which there's another automotive guy out there who has an old 69 70 Charger. He pulled the big block 440 out of it, and they put a 2JZ Toyota 6-cylinder in it. And of course, everybody went crazy because, oh, what are you doing? It's an old clapped out race car.
Right.
Sketchy at best. Roll cage. It was an old dirt racing circle. And plus, it's his car. If he wanted to do that, then fine, it's whatever. But I cringe at the same time when I see. It's going to sound bad when I see crossbreeding of vehicles, like an old Ford with a Chevy engine, or an old Chevy with a Ford engine, or
it's called inbreeding. You should be versed in that and living in Georgia.
We're not in Alabama, dude. Which I'm an hour away from Alabama. That way.
Oh, I had to take a shot.
Yeah. But yeah. The Georgia flag is right here on my head.
There you
go.
Now that'll definitely be a good one, and
that's gonna be a fun episode.
Like she's gearing up for it already. Literally talking to all our friends at the pool today. She was like, "I'm going on a podcast. We're talking Fast and Furious." And I was like, "You're the resident expert. I'm just gonna fucking be there for window dressing."
Has she ever been on any podcast before?
Ours. I mean, just ours. And she filled in. She's been on a couple times. Like when we did on One More, when the Roe vs. Wade decision came out with the Supreme Court, we had her on, and was good. I mean, she did fantastic. First time ever. But and dealing, Rob was healthy at that point, so dealing with Rob, that's a chore in itself. And then she co-hosted with me, and she'll probably be co-hosted with me a little bit here, coming down the road, here and there. But yeah, she's excited. I mean, she does very, very, very well, and she with that subject, she knows her shit. So, like I said, you probably won't even have to talk. I can't wait till Will will say something. She's gonna smack his ass down.
I can't believe he's not in the chats right now.
He was in the begining, but
He was in the beginning.
somebody decided that he wanted to go fishing or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go fishing with my friends. Whatever, dude. He could have went fishing when we weren't supposed to record, like after, but it's okay. I still have somebody here that's pretty cool to me, so I ain't worried about it.
No, I appreciate the offer to come on, man. I always love BSing with you guys, and you and I talk a bunch, so yeah. I think it's fun. So I know we talked. We didn't have a whole lot of subject matter. It was going to be kind of bantering and whatever, but I did finally celebrate. I celebrated Juneteenth, and Jill and I had a day date, and we went and saw the Fall Guy. And
so what'd you think?
We had talked, I grew up watching the original show in the 80s, the typical shitty 80s sitcom, or not sitcom, but action show, i.e. Chips, A-Team, all the stuff we've talked about before.
Oh man, the best TV show, the best TV era of all time.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. Like all of those shitty shows, when we look at them now, like they're completely shitty.
Yeah.
But the most entertaining growing up, and you and I are, same age. And I was told, and you and I talked after you guys saw it, because I wasn't able to be on the podcast when you guys did it, but it's different. Don't compare it to, what you remember. But I think they did I thought it was a good movie. I was entertained the whole time. Jill was entertained the whole time. She was like, we walked out and, Jill was like, holy shit. Like they put some money into that thing.
Mm-hmm. They did a really good job with that.
Yeah. I mean, the stunts were awesome. I love the storyline behind it. I thought was cool. It engaged you. It grabbed you. Again, different than the TV show, because you had multiple. I think that show was only on for 2.5 years or 3 at the most, I think. But to sit there and follow the storyline, and me putting Ryan Gosling as Colt Seavers, as Lee Majors, was fucking me up a little bit.
Yeah,
Ryan Gosling's a little bit of a chotch, in my opinion, but I think he played the role well for this day and age. But the stunts were just absolutely phenomenal.
And the stunts, if anything, to me, that was like just it was. Did you stay for the after credits?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And then Jill's like, thank God we sat down. I love the fact that they had Lee Majors and Heather Thomas do a cameo.
Yeah.
And I had to show Jill what Lee Majors looked like as Colt Seavers back in the day, and what Heather Thomas looked like back in the day. Right. And Jill's description of Heather Thomas now, she was like, it looks like an airbag blew up in her face. I said, yeah, it's not the posters. She doesn't look like the posters that we had hung up in our fucking rooms.
Oh no.
She was
how old is she now?
She was smoking hot. Oh shit, I just looked at it. I can't remember now. I actually forgot Lee Majors was still alive.
She's only 66.
Oh fuck, she looks like she's fucking 96.
Damn. Yeah. 96.
She's definitely had a lot of work done, but the fact that they cameoed them in it, I think is only appropriate. I don't know what was the actor Colt Seavers' right hand man. What was his fucking name? He wasn't a super popular actor after that. He made
that was Douglas Barr.
He had been in some other I keep saying sitcom, but it's not sitcom, but he'd been in other shows, but wasn't like a huge hit.
Mm-mm.
I don't even know if he's still alive. It would have been awesome to be able to cameo him.
Yeah, he's 75 years old.
Old motherfucker.
He's
I thought it was good though.
A director, actor. Fall Guy TV show. Nothing I've ever seen aside from the Fall Guy.
Would you say Douglas Barr?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going off the cuff here real quick just to see if there's anything.
See.
Yeah, he wasn't around a whole bunch after that. And that's what I was trying to look at.
I don't see anything.
Yeah,
and that's sad to say, I guess.
I'm with you. I don't. None of these movies or shows, even Superboy. Yeah, never watched it.
No.
Well, I guess that's why he didn't cameo.
I mean, he's been in a lot of things, but
oh shit! I said Fall Guy was only like 3 years. It was actually 5 years.
5. Yeah, there were
81 to 86. Okay, so I misspoke.
So yeah.
But yeah, we had fun. We liked it. Jill's never seen a single episode of the Fall Guy, so she had no idea. I mean, she knew it was a show. She heard me talking about it, but when we went in, she knew I wanted to see it. And she was like, as we're walking in, she goes, how pissed off are you going to be when this isn't like what you think it's going to be? I'm like, I'm already going in knowing it's not. It's a remake of a show.
Yep.
A show that has multiple episodes. You can't just pack into a movie.
I mean, I think, honestly, in my view, of course, I have some ideas on, like, if you could remake this, who would you pick? Like, who's out there now that you can place into these roles? Who fits better here or there? Hey, Falk around to find out, or as we say, are we still on Falk around to find out, or is it Falksy or Falconator, or
I call her Hey You.
I'm
going to
start calling her Falksy.
I'm going to apologize to everybody. I've been at the pool all day, so if I do slur or sound like Dan on one of our last podcasts with a mouthful of marbles, I apologize. But
you mean like an Ohioan?
Yeah, you and your fucking Ohio accent. You have a Georgia accent, sir. We don't have accents in Ohio.
So everybody out there, I was at work and I got roped into fixing stuff that was wrong with a truck, even though I was there to work on my own. I wasn't even on the clock when I was working on mine, so it's not like that. So I had to replace an airbag on the truck, and I'm on the phone with Chief, and I hear Dan in the background, and he was like, "Yeah, Dan's right here." I said, "Oh, I know, I can hear him."
You can't miss it.
You can hear those Ohioan accents from two aisles over at Walmart. And then he cussed me out. Fuck you, you got an accent. I don't. Sure, okay. We'll go with that.
I love it though.
Yeah. My friend, she's north of you, I think. If I'm not mistaken. I think that's what her and her husband are north of y'all. He's from Wisconsin, and she's actually originally from Michigan.
Wisconsin.
And
Wisconsin definitely has a
yeah. Oh, I have a very good buddy of mine also that's from Wisconsin. We worked at the Dodge dealership together.
They don't say cock; they say cat.
And actually, he's the guy that brought me in working on diesel trucks too, and still close with him. I text him every day, and I still pick on him about the way he sounds. I've been down here. I don't have an accent anymore. He talks real fast, so I don't have an accent anymore. Right. Okay.
I love hearing different accents. So
okay.
And I've heard that before. Like, oh, Ohio has an accent. I'm like, well, to me, born and bred here, like, I just feel like we're like kind of neutral. South, definitely. Yeah. You got your twangs. You have different Southern accents. Like, you could break that down into like probably 16 different accents. If you're in the Carolinas, if you're most people in Florida are transplants, but you got Georgia, you got South Georgia, you got Alabama, you got Mississippi, Louisiana. I mean, Louisiana alone could be its own fucking language.
Man.
You fucking speak Cajun.
Yeah, I'm married into him. Yeah, and then my Cajun father-in-law comes because I don't know. Have you ever done the? Well, hang on. Okay, so what I was going to lead off with was from what I get from North Georgia down to Middle Georgia, not extreme North Georgia now. Almost into Tennessee, there's a different dialect up there. So North Georgia down into Middle Georgia, it sounds kind of like me. From Middle Georgia down to, if you can look at a map, down to just south of where I'm at in Fort Valley, has a different dialect. And then right before you get to Florida, it changes again. Now, when you get down to Florida, once you get below Gainesville, Florida, you're back up north. So
right,
have fun with that.
And Ohio's the same way. I mean, as we have Cincinnati and we're close to Kentucky, so there is some people have a little bit of twang, and Kentuckians have like their little twang. But as you go north and you hit Sandusky, Toledo, Cleveland, that miserable state up north, Michigan, brought their accent down into northern Ohio. I only say that because I'm a Buckeyes fan, so I have to. Oh. But yeah, it's weird how the dialect does change, though. I mean, but then again, like I said, Louisiana, that's a whole different fucking bag right there. I follow this girl on TikTok, and I can't remember her name. I can barely understand what she says. Like, I have to watch her videos 3 times just to understand. I'm like, oh shit, all right, I got a word there. I got a word there. Oh, I got another one. All right, cool. I think I completed. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Tansies from Foxy said Florida you get tansies. Or transies. Sorry, she actually said transies. Okay then. I think he's below that international. He's below the international line, language line.
International language line. We just created something right here. Yeah, he was above the Mason. He's St. Augustine, if I believe that. It's a little bit north, but not Jacksonville north.
No. Well, like Jacksonville. I mean, Tim Wilson, the comedian, did a great skit on Tim Wilson.
I love Tim Wilson.
He did a phenomenal skit on the Bob and Tom show. I think y'all have Bob and Tom up there, don't you?
Oh yeah. They record in Indianapolis.
Oh really?
Which is only like an hour and a half away from me. I grew up. I used to drive to high school listening to Bob and Tom. Fucking love Bob and Tom. I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. He talks about like the different, like even. See, we don't have Bob and Tom down here. We have John Boy and Billy. Which
the all-new GoDaddy Arrow helps you get your business online in minutes with the power of AI.
Are you finding the clip?
Yeah. I had to mute it though. Fuck that. Sorry. Sorry if that fed back. Do you want to play it? It's up to you. It's your show. Yeah. But I got it if you want to play it. This shit, and this shit's fucking real. Like, as soon as you said it, because I've seen it before, but I just saw it recently the other day. I was like, this is so right. Now, let's see. Like, you're going to have to allow me to share it. Since you are the admin. There you go.
There we go. All right, y'all listen to this.
You're back in Michigan. See, the Southern accent stops at Gainesville, Florida. You get the panhandle North Florida accent. It's kind of like Ronnie Van Zant from Leonard.
You hear that, Bosco?
Hi, man. I'm going to go to Panama City, man. And then South Georgia.
It goes a little bit.
It has any R's in the words, and they sound like they'll get their ass whipped, which was pretty much his MO the whole time he was president.
Yeah.
North Georgia, everything got an R in it. Put the back door in the car there. Pull it back around there.
Alabama, you open your mouth. Why? Like
I'm not used to doing it from this side of it.
Wednesday night or Friday night? I'm not sure. I might go on Friday because I got a dental appointment on Wednesday.
Paula Dean from Alabama.
She's from Savannah, Georgia. She makes me sound like a Brooklyn attorney. Mississippi, they all talk like Elvis Presley. Everybody got that little stutter in there. Go and get it out. Jimmy Swaggart always sounded like he is from Mississippi, but he's actually from Louisiana. Well, I don't really know exactly what happened at the hotel. Louisiana, they got the French thing. Because they bought that thing from France. They just did a cool and everybody else.
Where you at?
They from Louisiana. Okay? We ought to sell that state today. Hey, Louisiana ain't been nothing but a headache for the past 10 years.
Really?
It's basically a concrete bridge with water under it. We bought Louisiana in 1803, Louisiana Purchase. If we sold it today, we could triple our money.
Really? Don't you have a theory on an interesting thought? You were gambling in Louisiana and
No, I was in Mississippi.
I don't know if I was in Louisiana.
No, you had
I was talking like this.
you had a
I think I was in
blackjack.
Mississippi.
You had a blackjack hand, and you said a quick prayer about.
Oh no, that was in Evansville, Indiana.
Oh.
That's another story.
All right.
Arkansas, they talk like Bill Clinton. You can't tell if they're laughing or crying.
He has been around forever, too.
Johnny Cash sort of.
He actually passed
He was
away a
from
couple years ago.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
And you couldn't tell if he was.
But his career was. I've
Tennessee,
seen him
you
a couple
can't do. You
times.
chew
at
gum,
comedy
talk like
clubs.
Charlie Daniels. And he's from North Carolina. South Carolina, you talk like Strom Thurmond. Everybody remember Strom Thurmond? He was 137 years old in the United States Senate. There's some lovely young ladies in here today. Strom turned out to be a little bit hypocritical on the way out.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Strom Thurmond, the only man in the world that could pull out a Susan B. Anthony dollar, look at it and think, yeah, I slept with her. He could probably get that Indian woman on the Sacagawea dollar.
Yeah, probably.
I bet you if you check it, Bob, that's his baby she's holding.
That Tim Wilson, honestly,
Looks like
You need Verizon Home Internet, no surprise price hikes, or did it?
Tim Wilson was honestly I honestly believe, not only was he just a Southern gentleman in general, he was a great historian. And
Oh, yeah.
you could. I hate saying the term fact check because it's been so. Is demoralized the word I'm looking for? Because fact check has become a joke now. But you could actually go back and look anything that Tim Wilson talked about, especially with history. I mean, and it's all legit.
Yeah, he was right.
He was right about the Ronnie Van Zant thing. Hey man, y'all gonna go down to the That's kind of how they sound. That's kind of how they sound in the southern part of Georgia. I think it's just that area right through there. My brother God bless him. He's a cop up in North Georgia now, but he was brought up in a town south of Macon called Cochran, Georgia, and I was brought up in a different town. You know, mom and his dad and my mom split up. You know, he took his kids I'm not talking trash about anybody, and he moved down, bought a place down in Cochran, Georgia. Anyway, so my brother was raised down there and being around those. And you think I sound like collard greens, or as Mrs. Bosco says. And Mrs. Bosco says fried collard greens, or deep fried cornbread. Man, them folks down there. Hi, Maya. Hi, Maya. What's going on, man?
Do you? Let me ask you this. Just, I mean, being a Northerner, being a Yankee,
Yeah.
do you say collard greens or do you just say greens?
Oh,
And is there a difference?
it depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to somebody that was raised around here, I just say greens. Well, at the same time, you got to kind of specify. Depends on the restaurant, because some restaurants have turnip greens and collard greens.
Okay. All right. See, yeah.
So,
because I've heard of turnip greens, I've heard of collard greens, but then I hear we're going to eat some greens. Okay. Oh.
they're two different things. I don't know how it is up there, but down here, absolutely two different things.
Yeah.
I'm a collard green fan myself, as you can tell.
I've actually never had them.
We got to fix that, brother.
We got to fix that. There's a whole lot about me that needs to be fixed. I promise you.
Well, the list is too long. We'll just take small.
Yeah.
Just little bit at a time.
Just chip away.
I mean,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
See the yeah. Did you see the video I tagged Will and Eric Tanzi in?
Oh,
I'll have to reshare it to you.
Yeah, shit. Which one was it?
The H&H video.
No, I didn't. Shit.
Because when we had Tanzi on,
that was a great episode.
Thank you. There was a few more things that I wish I would have asked him, and I think when I have people on, I think sometimes I kind of get wrapped up in whatever we're talking about, and then I forget. And I'm like, oh man, I was going to ask him about this, and ask him about that, and then but I'll probably have him on. I'm hoping I'll have him on again. Let's see.
Oh shit! Yeah, I just found it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna watch it, but it may. I don't know if it's gonna interfere or not. But
let's see.
Oh yeah. I remember you saying the name of that restaurant. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yep.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! I need that in my life right now. I know Jill needs it in her life right now.
Man, I'm talking about that's some food that's gonna stick to your ribs.
Hell yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those you want to go take a nap.
Oh yeah.
You almost have to take a nap.
It's hard to text. I guess to text the word because you don't know how to spell it. Is what we call the itis.
The itis.
Yeah, that food right there give you the itis. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like, yeah, she actually liked it. Falconator, Falk. C. How about that? Let's see if I can't share this.
What'd you say, Bosco Red Light District?
Let's see.
No, yeah. Pulling that up on my phone. I know it interferes a little bit, but yeah, just looking at it, I'm like, because Jill's yelling at me because I didn't feed her today. I was like, well, are you a fucking gremlin? I said, you have a bank card and you could, we're both at the pool together. You could order something. I'm not hungry right now. I woke up starving, but then it went away. As soon as I started drinking.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, ready?
Oh, nicely done, sir. Falk, Jill's taking a nap currently. She's taking a nap, sleeping off her cut waters that she drank at the pool today. But she said she's going to tune in, but I know she's not going to because, well, before I got into the studio, she was face planted onto the bed. But she's got to drop our dog off since we leave for vacation tomorrow. So, hey, you know what? Oh, I have an idea.
What you got?
Keep talking. I'm going to figure this out.
I get my mouse here to work. There we go. And boom. Boom. All right, everybody. This is what we were talking about, which I'm pretty sure Foxy saw that earlier. I'm gonna. Oh, there you go. Looking green.
Hell yeah. I'd fucking kill for that shit right now.
Yeah, that's it. Whew, man.
Where is that? Is that close to you?
That's up in it's in Macon.
Oh, dude, I'd tear that shit up. Let's try a fun.
And I did.
Let's try a fun experiment.
Okay.
Just because I don't know if this is going to work or not. coming through my board. Let's try to call Jill.
She got pizza.
Do you hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
She's gonna wake up cussing everybody out.
She's gonna be so mad.
If she answers.
Well,
What are you doing?
napping on our bed. What are you doing?
Well, you're live on the Forever Road podcast via phone. Oh,
Hello,
shit.
Jill.
Oh, I just fucked it up. Hold on, stay by.
Uh-oh. He did something, y'all.
Are you there? You back?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Can hear you now. It's like the Verizon commercial.
What's up?
Well, Falk around to find out. Foxy wanted to know where you were.
Yep.
I said, well, she's upstairs.
I'm cut watered in bed.
What is cut water? I had that question.
Cut water is it's
Brand.
it's a brand in a 12-ounce can that is 12% alcohol.
At least.
Good
12
Lord.
plus. Yeah. I had 3 of them on about 3 handfuls of popcorn, so I'm fucking done.
Wow.
I'm done for
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, I walked in.
Happy vacation to me.
Yes, ma'am.
We were talking about you coming on next month for Fast and Furious, and then
I can't wait.
and then we continued to talk about how you got cut watered. So
Yep, cut watered in bed.
Falk narrator, Falk around, find out whatever the name is this week, which I love all of them.
I do love that name.
She wanted to know where you were. I said, well, she's in bed, but let's call her.
Well, give Brittany my best. I was just canoodling with the dog until he just abandoned me like the Benedict Arnold did that he is. He's probably on the way to you now.
You should not say you were canoodling with the dog because that's gross.
Okay, well, I was just cuddling with the dog. He was cuddling with me for 5 minutes or the last hour until he just jumped down.
Well, now you're internet famous as drunk and passed out.
Cutwater Jill strikes again.
Cutwater Jill. Yes.
All right. Love you.
Bosco.
Love you, girl. Now you got to change your name on the chats to Cutwater Jill from Jill Billy to Cutwater Jill.
Not without a sponsorship. You give me that sponsorship and it's done.
No, yeah.
I'll be a brand ambassador all day.
Oh, goddamn. Saved my life.
Speaking of that, I walked in the house with my brand of beer.
Love
Get some
you
rest.
guys.
Hope you feel better.
Well, I feel great. Love you, bye.
I wasn't sure if that would work on, again, doing it, being a guest, if it would come through.
Yeah, that's cool. Which answered a lot of questions that we might figure out anyway. Yeah, I walked in the house.
You were
with my
worried
brand.
where this fucking show was going to go, and I told you if I'm going to be on it, it's going to go into a shit show. So it's perfect.
Hey man,
Pull all kinds
I'm
of shit
having
out of my
fun.
hat.
But I walked in with my brand of beer, and Mrs. Bosco was like, you're only limited to 3, right? And I was like, you need to boss me. And she gives me that look, and I was like, I know, God, 'cause I'm on blood pressure meds. If I drink any more than 3 or 4, being EMS, what happens? Blood pressure bottoms out. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm careful. I drink water, and then I drink a little bit of this. I drink more water. I drink trying to keep everything good.
We were talking about Bob and Tom. As soon as you said that, you ain't the boss of me. Who was he was a regular on Bob and Tom that had a song. Shit. I can't remember what it was. He played it on there multiple times, but it was like something like you ain't the boss of me until you're around. Like it was always,
I'm the man of this house, and unless
that's
I'm the man in this house when you're not around, or something like that. God, we're going back to 97 or something like that.
Yeah, we're killing it right now. I love it.
That was sound clips that I picked up on the internet forever ago too. I don't know. Don't worry. I don't put myself in the doghouse.
Oh shit.
She said, don't put yourself in the doghouse. I don't know if that was for me or you, but so y'all don't get the enjoyment of John Boy and Billy though.
No, we don't.
Oh man. I mean, it's all John Boy and Billy down here is it's a cultural experience on the radio.
I've heard of them.
And I mean, they play from 6 a.m. to 10, but they do, and this isn't a plug because they don't, there again, I don't get paid for this at all. But if you like Blazing Saddles,
Ironically, we were talking about that today.
that humor with a little bit of Star Wars mixed in, and with some Jeff Foxworthy kind of sprinkled on top. There you go. That's John Boy and Billy. Like Andy Griffith mixed with Blazing Saddles, and
yet we were talking. There's absolutely no possible way that you could make that movie, Blazing Saddle, that you could make that movie now.
No. Nope.
With the way the fucking society is. But
yeah.
I'm going to call it harmless humor because the people that were involved were fine with it. But it all made sense at the time, right? Now, if you see Blazing Saddles on a TV, and I'm pointing up because I got the TV on over here.
Mm-hmm.
most of the time it's fucking cut, it's edited. And to me, I'm like, dude, I'm not watching that. Like, cause that's not what Mel Brooks put out. And the way we got on that subject today, and not to like completely derail everything, but there's a great documentary on Netflix about Gene Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously from Blazing Saddles. And I'm a huge Willy Wonka fan. So
Really?
Gene Wilder in that movie, I thought was just absolutely phenomenal. But to like watch the documentary about his life and you know his career and his relationship with Mel Brooks was super cool. But he was like, yeah, we were doing Blazing Saddles. Like nobody thought anything about it. And this was even, I mean, I can't remember what year he passed, but they were interviewing him. He was like, yeah, even, I mean, I'm going to say probably 15 years ago, this interview that they pulled out to put in his documentary, he's like, yeah, there's no way he could make that movie now.
Yeah,
which I think is a shame because there's satire. Like we should be allowed and able to discern between serious racism and satire.
Right. Oh, I mean, he passed away August 29th, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 83. Yeah.
He was a weird dude. Like he always looked weird because his hair was weird. Like he always kind of creeped me out. But him as Willy Wonka, I couldn't picture anybody else being that character.
Right.
And even the sheriff not the sheriff, but you know, the cowboy in Blazing Saddles. I can't pick anybody else that I would put in that role.
Well, he ended up being the sheriff of Rock Ridge.
Yeah, Rock Ridge.
Cleavon Little.
Yeah, Cleavon Little. That's what it was.
That's who. Yeah, that's who he was. A little tidbit and maybe a possible future episode. A monthly movie review. We're gonna do Vanishing Point at some point. Vanishing Points. It's a rough. Now I'm going to tell you the tie-in to Vanishing.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Cleavon Little. Oh man,
what on my phone? I got a goddamn computer right in front of me. What am I doing?
He's leaning over like this. Let me Google that. Cleavon Little plays in that movie Vanishing Point, and he plays a radio DJ. But that movie is about a dude that's like doing a cross country. I think he's delivering the car. What was the movie?
Oh, I got another movie as well. If we want to try to make this like a monthly thing, I like it. Yeah. I like the idea.
Okay, I'm gonna do. That's already on our schedule.
Is it? Sweet. It's a fucking great one.
Is.
Yeah, Cleavon Little. I didn't know that guy's name. I love him. I've never seen this movie though. I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, Cannonball Run. Yeah, it's next month. It's scheduled. It's been scheduled.
That rolls right in. That rolls right in with your Fast and Furious. You got get your cars, you get your action, you get your Dom DeLuise.
Captain Chaos.
You know who I would love to, like, whenever we try to get guests on One More and I'm Out of Here, it's always like a quote unquote cold call on Instagram or whatever. Hit them on their DMs. But to interview Richard Rawlings from Gas Monkey.
Yeah.
Since he did the Cannonball Run.
And he did the legit Cannonball Run. Yeah.
Yeah, like he did it. Like to be able to talk to him. You should try to reach out to him. That'd be fucking great interview.
Unless he's big time.
He may tell you to fuck off, just like everyone that I call. They're like, yeah, fuck off, or they don't talk to you, but they don't respond. But
Well, I had racing people anyway. I had he's still a very good guy. I can contact him now. I'm supposed to have a son on at some point. I said, well, because they're very busy racing. Drag racing season is heavy right now, so I have to wait till it gets, Eric Krishan from he was on. They had a show about him and his race team, the 256 drag racing team, fastest cars in the Dirty South. And I just sent, like you said, Eric a message. Hey, man, starting this thing. I don't have a sponsor. Da, 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 da. He was like, yeah, when you want to do it. It's like, whenever you want to. And then we would schedule something, it'd fall through. He would schedule something, it'd fall through. Sorry, y'all. Y'all see, I didn't even get to wash up when I got home.
Filthy.
A dirty animal. But yeah, he came on, and that's, matter of fact, there's a couple episodes back. Well, it was actually the first episode of this season. So right now it's season 2, episode 14 of Forever Road podcast, but he was the very first episode of this season. And, we got on here and we talked about how he grew up. We got him into cars. And then, of course, what kind of music he's into. He's very Christian. Very solid guy, man. I mean, I really loved and enjoyed talking to him. But now I'm still trying to, like you said, still cold calling. I'm still learning all this stuff on, and even other people. I'm like, hey, man, and I'll send them a message. Don't hear anything. I'm like, well, all right, whatever, move on.
I turn into a stalker. Where I'll hit you like fucking 3 times in a month. Like, hey, did you get my message? Hi, I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah.
Be all fucking weird about it, but and then it's all right. They're telling me to fuck off. I get it, but I mean, your grassroots podcast, just like we're grassroots podcast, starting from ground zero, and we've gotten some pretty good guests by doing that, and gotten some answers. It also helps knowing somebody. So, hey, oh yeah, I got a contact for him, or whatever. But that's how you have to do it. I mean, that's what's it hurt if I ask you, if I send you a message, and you don't respond? Okay, all right. Well, I'll start moving down the road. I'll get somebody else, but.
Oh gosh!
You got to remember, we're all people. We're all just people. Now, some people are a little bit more humanized than others, but that's what I love about your podcast is you're starting out just like we start out. Like we got a couple year head start, but it was the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
and that's what's
how long
fun.
have y'all been?
We started in we're probably 2.5 years. We're at 230 episodes that I just uploaded yesterday.
Well, y'all do a couple episodes a week as well.
Yeah, we do. We try to do 2 a week, and that may change. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like, but I want to try to keep 2 a week. And yeah, we were fairly steady. But we weren't video. I mean, we weren't video for the first year and a half.
Yeah.
It was all just audio stuff.
And up until I had got Will on, until Will came on, let me say that. It was just all audio. Because part of me was like nervous about being behind the camera and especially when I first started, being behind a microphone. I can remember recording my very first intro, and I was like, I did it maybe 30 times. I'd get in the middle of doing an intro. It's Forever Road podcast, talking about Forever Road podcast. We'll talk about stuff. So now I'm like, hey, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
and you're going to listen to everything I have to say because you clicked it.
And you're going to like it.
No, it's, I mean, this whole thing, and I know, we've gone all over the place, which we knew we were going to, but this is fun. Like, this is a great fucking hobby. I love it.
Yeah.
And I don't get paid money to do it. It's just, we were lucky enough, and you and I talked about it, getting private sponsorships to cover cost of, this or our camera. Like, I wasn't going to go out, a ton of money out of pocket to get, a good camera and that. But as we started, just even in our little community, our friends were like, hey, we kind of like what you're doing. So I'm like, all right, well, let's make that next step. And we're not failure to stop. We're not drinking bros. We're not, Joe Rogan, and never. I mean, I would love that. I would love to be able to get to that level, but I just enjoy doing it. Like, it's just fun, to be able to interact, and the people that I've got to meet, not even in person, but you know, Falk's in the chats. Will, I've got to hang out with Will through Tansy. I cold called Tansy because I was listening to him and Mike the Cop, and I just cold called him, and he was like, yeah, man, hey, here's my number, call me. And that's how we became friends. And now I'm afforded the ability to be on the Failure to Stop channel for, until he tells me to fuck off because maybe our show sucks. I don't know. But got to meet John, got to meet Drew,
right.
When Andrea was on, I got to meet those people in person, which is fucking great. And literally just sent Drew a shirt for his son because his son's a huge Ellie De La Cruz fan, who's a Cincinnati Reds player.
Okay.
So I picked up a shirt and I fucking, sent it down to him. He sent me a picture of, with his stepson. I think it's his stepson in the shirt. And he was like, dude, he's fucking head over heels. Like, it's great. It's just that networking and getting to know people that are out of your purview, your normal everyday life. And you get to network with people.
Yeah, I mean, and then people in my regular everyday life, especially because I do have. It's weird, and I don't know if you're like this, but I do have I'm guessing like you, firefighters. Y'all have your little group of buddies, and then outside of that circle, you have like this other group of buddies, and then away from over here, you got another group of buddies. So all my life, I've been kind of in this one group for the most part of my life. Like, and Catfish, he's always been that one.
I was fucking.
He's not in the chat tonight. I'm wondering.
I was fucking with you yesterday, though. Like, every person has a goddamn animal name or a fish name. Tell me you got somebody named Groundhog. I need a groundhog in your life.
No. I do know a partly Chinese dude named Yishmael, though, which is, I'll say that again. A part Chinese guy named Yishmael.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
He's cool, though.
It's a good thing I got this little cord here. I'm on vacation, bitch.
I gotta get me one right here. But no, I mean it's that group, that carb nut. We're all card nuts and we're all gearheads. And man, I went down the rabbit hole bad yesterday, and I came this close to selling 2 trucks so I could buy this one truck, and then I'm bad about that.
That's how you're from the South, when you have multiple trucks to sell to get one truck.
Well, oh gosh, I went down this rabbit hole.
You motherfuckers keep all kinds of shit.
Well, I sent you on the video tour of my yard that day, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
it looked exactly like I thought it would.
I guess it's a good thing.
No, it's a good thing. I'm not bashing it. You have the ability to fix shit. I don't have the ability to fix shit. So it's like, you see something, you're like, oh man, I can make that something. I love that.
So I was talking to Mrs. Bosco, and I said, I've kicked around this idea, and I don't know, just follow me. So I don't know if you're gonna. If I'm not trying to talk over anybody's head at all. I said, I could sell my 07 Ram, the one I was working on in the video that I posted today. Sell that. Sell my 02 Yukon. Get a Dodge mid 90s, early 2000s Dodge Dakota. Put a Hemi engine in that with a 5-speed or a 6-speed transmission behind it. And dude, I would be waxing Chargers and Challengers and Mustangs left and right. And then I started thinking about blue lights and red lights behind me and all that. And I was like, because I know me.
Right. Well, see, my dad was a mechanic by trade. So we have a huge General Electric plant here in Cincinnati. Makes jet engines, not just light bulbs. They make jet engines. And he was the head mechanic for the whole plant. And this plant covers probably 30 acres of land. So he worked on everything from forklifts to golf carts to the limousines when they would go pick up dignitaries to come and check out. I mean, he was the head mechanic for anything that had wheels and a motor.
Right.
And did mechanic work on the side when he was off work. And he passed away when I was 12. So like I never got to learn. Now, granted, cars are a little bit different now. Everything's fucking electronic and everything else. But back then, it was he would work on cars every night, and I'd be sitting out there, drinking my little fucking Huggy blueberry juice, whatever the fuck it was. But I'd be sitting out in the garage with him. But I didn't know how to do any of it. So I learned some of the mechanical stuff, and I can do very minimal. Like I told you before we went on, I can do my brakes now by myself because somebody at the firehouse taught me. So I learned a lot of my stuff in the firehouse where I didn't get it from my dad, but I appreciate your ability to be able to fucking tear an engine apart. All right, we put these parts here, we put these parts here. I got to replace that. I got to do this. I think it's admirable. I love that. I want to learn it. I just don't, sink my teeth into it. But I think it's super cool. And when you're talking about cars, I'm interested and I get it, but I don't understand like when you're, talking about swapping engines. Well, I don't know what the horsepower does. I mean, I understand some of it, but my dad would be sitting here, if he was alive, he'd be sitting there and be like, oh yeah, well, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You two motherfuckers would be going like, psh, psh, psh.
Well, I mean, I haven't been on the Kia. You got a Honda Fit? I mean, I ain't gonna car judge. Or was it what they say on Fair Stop? Kink shame? Yeah. I don't vehicle shame.
Kink shame.
We just have trucks. I always grew up. Everybody else's mom and dad were pulling up to school, dropping them off or high school, whatever. In their little Hondas and the everyday random whatever vehicles, or as I call them, just your grocery getters. And my mom, she drove a 78 jacked up Chevrolet pickup truck, and Daddy had a 76 Power Wagon, which I ended up buying from him for my first truck. I don't know if y'all know what a Power Wagon is, but feel free to look it up. Matter of fact, but that's, it was just, I think that blue collar can't really afford to send it to a shop to have, Leroy Butt Sniff work on it.
Oh, dude, but
But-
cats are expensive as fuck.
Yeah, especially now. But growing up with, Daddy was a mechanic, which still is partially. I'm looking for a picture of that Power Wagon because it's just kind of money. If I would give up 2 of my trucks right now if I could find a Power Wagon like this. Which ain't even got to be extended cab either, but I would give up my 2007 and my 87 for it. Bam.
What was the?
Oh,
Oh
what I
yeah.
do?
What-
Yeah.
I love. I
That's-
mean, I absolutely love the old trucks, dude. I love them. And circling back to the Fall Guy, that GMC,
Mm.
that was a baddest looking fucking truck. I don't know what, didn't matter what the fucking motor was, but it was a badass looking truck. I love the old trucks. I love my new one. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the same as that, the old stuff that we grew up with.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's. Let's see.
Was
if
it
I
the
can-
Blazer? Was it Chevy that had? Was it? Fuck, I don't know. Is it the Blazer? I'm talking like mid to late '80s Blazer.
There you go.
Oh yeah, puts a paint on.
Um,
Puts a paint on. That thing's badass.
I have a picture of the last picture I took of my original Power Wagon somewhere. I ain't gonna try to find it right now, but you talking about the big full size K5 Blazer?
Yeah. So my dad had one of those. He ended up wrecking it. He was all fucked up. He got drunk and hit a telephone pole, but
Mm.
that thing was badass. That's not how he died. He just wrecked and that's not how he died. But that Blazer, I remember just riding that thing. That thing was the big, and it probably 10 years old. It was the biggest goddamn vehicle that I've ever seen. There was so much room. If I wanted to crawl into the back seat and then into the cargo area to grab something or.
Like that?
Yep, exactly.
Or newer.
No, that looks exactly. Dude, I fucking love that thing. And if I could, I've got it covered up, behind me. But if you watch Illegal Shift with my OJ Simpson picture,
Mm-hmm.
I want a fucking Bronco. It doesn't have to be white, but I want that series Bronco. Oh my God. I love those things.
I did have I had a K5 Blazer like that.
I couldn't remember if it was a Blazer, if that was the model, but yeah.
After my Power Wagon.
It actually gave me
Then
chills as soon as you put that picture up because I was like, oh man, I remember that truck.
I had one. Had the Power Wagon first, then the K5 Blazer. Then I met my son's one. Yeah, then I got married the first go round. And well, when you're gonna grow up, dude, I'm 21 years old. We're talking about growing up. I had my own place. I was paying my bills. Come on, when you gonna grow up? You can't have a family and have this. You can't have a family and have this K5 Blazer. Because that's back when I was really worried about what people thought. Now I'm like, I don't care. Let's see. What'd she say? I like knowing stuff in my car so when I need something fixed. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I teach my girls, especially my youngest daughter. Come here. Come out here and look at this. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to, do all the things, as much as I can. And my youngest daughter, we work so much together that, well, her first experience working on any cars was she was 5 years old. And she was out there doing an engine swap. And all I was doing was telling her what to do.
Yeah.
And she come here my wife said, she come bebopping in the bedroom, she greasing oil all in her hair matted down to her face, her head on one side, and oil and grease all on her arms and on her shirt and all that. And I thought she was going to kill me. And she just, Punky bebopped up in there, and I waited, and she was like, look at you. And Punky was just all happy. All right, well, now go get cleaned up. And kind of braced myself because it was like early on, me and Mr. Bosco getting, things together. And it was like, well, and she never said anything. She didn't, try to make it to where she wasn't coming out there working or not.
Well, I think that's a good thing too. I mean, and it's something that's lost, especially now with our younger generation, is teaching how to put hands on tools, fix what you can fix by yourself, but also know what you can't fix. Because I'm sure you as a mechanic, throughout the years, I mean, obviously you work for a company now and you're dealing with just, I don't want to say dealing with just trucks, but you're dealing with trucks and truck drivers. But,
yeah.
I got a buddy of mine, real good buddy of mine, who's an auto mechanic, where he was like, I'll fix it. But if you try to fix it yourself, it's going to cost you twice as much. I promise you, every time. So know your limitations, but also know some of the things. Like, I mean, changing oil is not hard. And I love the fact that Falk learned how to do that.
Right.
It's be educated and be educated on how the car works. Like, don't run the motherfucker when it runs out of oil for whatever reason. Why you're losing oil, but why it's so weird. I don't understand why it caught fire.
But I'm a firm believer, and this is not a judgment on anybody at all. But in my experience, I'm a firm believer in everyone should know at least how to. You've got to be able to check your fluids on your car.
Check your fluids, change a tire.
I think that they need to run a course like that before you even get your driver's license.
Completely.
That has to be that would be a prerequisite for you getting your driver's license.
Yep.
You have to learn how. You have to make sure that you can do this and do this in front of a state appointed mechanic.
Yeah.
Show me how to check your oil, and the other dude goes, "Okay, cool. Where's your antifreeze? All right, cool. Check your tire pressure. All right, cool.
Whether and whether you do that after the fact, but you
Mm-hmm.
at least got taught and you can show proficiency. We do the same thing with people getting checked off on fire trucks.
Yeah,
You have to be able to drive it, for one. Two, be able to operate the pump. Yeah, there's checkoffs. I think I wholeheartedly agree with that.
I think that'd be a good program, or at least
You just may have come up with $1 million idea, bro.
this trademark by Bosco.
You've got use
I'm
rights.
just throwing my name on it right now.
You've got use rights at this point. You're good.
June 22nd, 2024. I don't know what to name it yet, but this class.
Bosco
But
101.
Yeah. Automotive 101. Bam. There we are.
Well, I mean, and back when, when my dad was in high school, they had automotive class. They don't have that
You know
shit
what?
anymore.
Now that I have, it's a killer idea. I just thought about that. Now that I'm going to put this out there, y'all let me know in the chats, both of you. Even later on, everybody else sees this comment. I put on a series of videos on my YouTube channel. This is how you check your oil. You look for your, of course, it's going to look different on everybody else's vehicles. Because all I have is Dodge and GM here.
But the principle is the same.
Yeah, it's essentially all the same. But, so did you actually, in going back to Fall Guy, and I know we're kind of running a little long here. What did you think about? Did you see the OG truck?
Yes.
What did you think about the new version of the?
So when I was buying my truck, they had one that looked, it was color was different, but the striping was the same.
Mm.
And it was a lower model, and not that I bought like this big ass high model, but it was a lower model, but it had blue and then that white stripe in the middle and then blue underneath versus brown, white, brown. But it had the light bar, had the KC lights.
Mm.
And I looked at it, I was like, man, that thing's fucking sharp, because immediately it hit me to Fall Guy.
Right.
I like what they tried to do with it. It's still not going to be as good as the old one. Never, ever, ever.
So,
and it was a Ford, and I was looking at a Ford versus the GMC, but they were trying to mimic it, and it was funny because it actually had not the same Eagle, but it had something like it on the hood. I'm like, dude, you completely fucked it. You fucked it over.
So what did you think looked better, the OG GMC High Sierra or the newer GMC?
I like the old. I like the more boxy look. You know, because that newer one, they're making everything more sleek. More tone, like. But that GMC Sierra was, blocked off in the front, blocked out.
Right.
The light bar, the way the light bar the way it fit. You're never going to convince me that there's a better looking truck than that.
I don't know, but I'm a Dodge guy, so to me, like what comes close.
Transmissions. You like fixing transmissions.
Damn,
this is coming from the non-mechanic guy, by the way.
Yeah, really. Your word don't hold nothing.
It holds no water.
Especially when only when it comes to now.
No, I thought the look. I thought the look of the old school truck. And when I showed Jill, like I said, Jill had never seen Fall Guy, and I showed her the intro, like the theme song in the video. She goes, "Oh my God, that truck's sexy as hell." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yes, it is.
Ma'am, it is."
Yes, yeah. I sat here and watched. I think it's just hours of YouTube Fall Guy episodes, and I was just like, "Good Lord!" Every time that truck, Now and it drives me crazy, and drives some other people crazy, and my wife will sit here and she'll just tell me, because she knows how I am, continuation issues. In some scenes, they're driving a long wheelbase, jacked up truck. And then in some other scenes, it's a short bed and it doesn't have the lift on it.
Oh,
to the normal person.
I'll have to go back and look, though.
Yeah, on the TV shows, some of this, it was like, it's not even the same truck, man. But paint job, wheels, the antenna, and all that, to somebody who really doesn't know, you don't pay attention to that. But to me, I'm like, it's not even the same truck.
I'll have to go back and look at that. That's interesting.
And I would catch that all the time, like in older shows and Chips and Dukes of Hazzard. When they'll come off and do a jump or even a slight, sliding in somewhere, and then the next scene it's a different car.
Right. Well, I told Jill, I said we're going out of town And, this was Wednesday. And she was like, man, that truck's sexy as shit. I said, yeah, we're going out of town. I said, I'll sell you if I can get one of those trucks. So we'll see if I make it back because she might slit my throat while we're on vacation.
Maybe so. Well, I mean, like I told you yesterday, we were talking. Hey, if you need a search team, come and find you.
I know who to call. I got international calling on my plan, so we're good.
Real quick before we wrap this thing up, I want to talk about something that's very, very important to me. It's very special to me and Brother Turtle out there. Matter of fact, he is out. He's not even in the chats today. He's in Mississippi. Been there for I think all week. I texted him checking on him yesterday. He's like, man, he's hot. That's all he said. I'm hot. I was like, I've seen you in person. You're not. Oh, you mean like temperature? Okay, I get you now.
Let's not get full of ourselves now.
Yeah. Wait a minute now. But yeah, he's out there in Mississippi doing a Native American tribal celebration, which I was going to bring up. But y'all know, y'all have heard me talk about them before. Operation Tackle Box. They do some fun fishing trips for our veterans. They do. It is a 501c3 nonprofit. I said that right? 501c. Okay.
Yep. You got it.
Nonprofit organization. They do some fun trips, fishing trips for our veterans, guys that are suffering from PTSD. I'm sure everybody listening here probably knows a veteran or 12. And we support our veterans just like we do support our law enforcement and first responders. I know I do, and I have an idea that Tansy put in my brain. I know the other day, but anyway, Operation Tackle Box. Y'all go check them out. OperationTackleBox.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram, and I think they have their own YouTube channel as well. As far as this show goes, Forever Road Podcast. Find us on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music. I got to bring some more of the older episodes over. And Will has stated, because he was looking through our episode list, he has stated that he would like to re-review stuff that I've already done, but have his take on things. So I think we're going to do that in the future. And probably bring you on maybe like an episode of Smokey and the Bandit, or he wants to review Blues Brothers.
Oh, love Blues Brothers.
And I know Cannonball Run is going to be a future episode as well, but it's all scheduled out here on my notebook. Yeah, I know it's getting long here. Huh?
You guys are doing good stuff, man. It's always fun. I mean, I tune in whenever I can, but if I'm not live, then I at least listen to them. But yeah, you guys are putting good stuff out, man. It's fun.
Thank you. I mean, that really means a lot. I'm very grateful for each and every one of y'all listeners. I'm very grateful. That's why I don't call them fans, followers, listeners, brothers and sisters, because we're all brothers and sisters here.
I love my morning text messages I get from you as well.
Morning, brother. Love you. Have a great day.
I do. I love it. I'm like, I can wake up and be like, oh, fucking man. And I'm like, oh, Bosco texted. All right. That's my uplifting.
You're welcome.
It works out perfect. It sets me right for the day.
It actually started with just a few people. And then it grew. Like I have a list of people. I don't put y'all all in one because I know everybody hates me in the group chat text. Because you get a list of phone numbers. You don't know who's who.
But the fact that you do it the way you do, you take time to do it. And I think that's key.
Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you.
That means a lot. I may not respond all the time because I'm still fucking angry, but I respond to you at some point.
Motherfucker. I gotta go to work.
These sons of bitches are calling 911 again. Are you shitting me?
That's why. That's honestly that right there is why I never followed when I finished EMT school. I got certified as a EMT first responder. I never pursued it past that because I didn't want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and take gam hee-haw over to dialysis.
Oh yeah.
I was like, nah.
No,
I remember
I've had chest pain for 3 days and it's 3 a.m. Yeah, seems like a great time to fucking call you, idiot.
it was. I was on the truck.
Say
I ain't
that,
gonna name
that's what I'm thinking.
It was 3:30 in the morning. We were on a post way out. I'm not going to name the ambulance service, but we were way out. 3:30 in the morning. Tones go out. They said, "Hey, you got to go pick up." And it legit. I ain't going to say anything because I don't remember that far back. This is what made me go into law enforcement. It said, "You got to go pick up this lady, take her for MFI dialysis." And I was like a rattlesnake. I was like, I don't care about this lady's kidneys. I don't care. Don't care. Take better care. Now, I know there's people out there who have health issues and they can't help it.
You don't have to justify it here. You're in a safe space.
Okay. But I was doing this.
Fuck those people.
Take better care of yourself, lady. Damn. So I was like, I'm not doing this shit. No, how much you get paid? And then they told me. I was like, yeah, nah, bro. No, not me.
Peace out. Deuces,
as soon as that shift was over with, I walked my tired ass to my truck and I went home. And I honestly went back to work at an automotive shop. And then I went to go work for the Georgia Department of Corrections. So that's no. Wake up 3 o'clock in the morning because y'all asking on that. Man, gotta be ashamed of yourself.
You're right. I walk out to the truck, I'm fucking kicking shit and whatever. As soon as I get off, hey, how are we? What's
As
happening?
soon as you get there to her house, hi man, how you feeling?
Switch. What's happening? Yeah, see what had happened is I've had chest pains for 3 days and it's hurting real bad.
3 days. Oh,
okay. All right. Well, walk out to the cot. The cot's in the ambulance. You got to walk all the way out.
yes.
I know you're full of shit.
Now
we do deal with sick people, and I get that, and then I'm very compassionate to the sick people. But when you're abusing the system, fuck off. Let's go. Let's go. Taxi ride. Let's go.
Yep.
You're walking.
Yep.
I'm not lifting you. I'm not carrying you. Get the fuck up. Let's go.
I'm grateful though of my first responder training, and it's still there. You know, it kicks in whenever shit goes crazy, and I'm grateful for that. Even the year and a half I was a volunteer firefighter. 3 years first time, year and a half the second. Anyway, whatever. But I'm much happier as a mechanic.
Yeah.
Now, I'm still security minded like I was when I was in corrections. I mean, I was in corrections for 8 years, dude. But I'm grateful for that as well. I'm grateful for every experience I have. So I'm not gonna shit on it, but yeah, that 3:30 in the morning, take Gam to fuck that.
Yeah, fuck you, Gam.
Your old ass shit. fuck you, Gam. With your bullshit ass non-sugar cookies. It's a cracker.
Well, brother,
Okay.
I appreciate you having me on, dude. This was fun. I mean, I know we were shooting off the cuff, but perfect way to do a Saturday night, start my vacation. Perfect. I love it. What a bunch of ass people. Yeah, you ain't wrong, girl.
Y'all, everybody in the chats and our listeners, y'all click subscribe on our YouTube. When you go into Spotify, go into your settings, click automatic download.
Yes.
And I think you can do the same thing in iHeart. I'm not sure about YouTube Music yet. But those automatic downloads, if y'all go into the settings, I'll just say it like it is. It kind of helps me. It does help me in the algorithm of things. I don't know how all that technical IT stuff. If Deadleg was here, he could probably explain it.
Listens don't count to help any podcaster, so you need to download them.
Yep.
I learned that. I learned that the hard way when we first started. So yeah, that's why I said like make sure whatever podcast if you're a fan of that you download it. Delete it. You can delete it. A day later, 2 days later. Download it because that's the numbers that count, and that came from Eric Tansey. That's the advice that I got. And then Bosco and I talked as well. We all need help. We all want the I don't know if you want to call it credit or whatever, but those numbers are what helps these small podcasts. So just like like mine, I didn't realize how big a deal that was. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm super grateful for your podcast as well. And anybody who doesn't follow, it is the One More and I'm Out of Here. Y'all go check him out, him and Dan. And of course, our buddies over there at Failure Stop. And even, there's, if you follow me long enough, you know who I'm associated with. Y'all know my people. Guys over there, even Andrea, I'm still cool with her.
Absolutely.
So y'all go for your true crime stuff. Go check out Andrea Up Late. Go check out BC over there, the Disruptors, and my automotive buddies, the Kibby and Friends show. Gotta give a shout out to them because they've given me. They actually never listened to the podcast before, and then I started listening to them. But then I got the inspiration and started talking to you and Eric, and you and Eric are what I say yesterday. My Obi-Wan and Yoda.
Obi-Wan and Yoda. The force is strong with you.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, I'm going to get him to do the Yoda voice. And I did.
It happened. There it is.
But, all right, y'all. We are so grateful. You got anything else? Any dad jokes? Anything?
No, I don't have shit. I got to go pack a fucking bag because we're going on vacation. We're getting picked up at 4:30 in the morning. So I got to pack my shit. Jill's already packed, but she's passed out right now. So I got to figure out how we're getting the dog to the dog sitter. We're going to figure that out. But, Bosco, I really appreciate you reaching out and having me on your show, man. I love it. I always love being with you.
Oh yeah, man. Yep. We got to talk. We didn't talk a whole lot of trash about Will, but I'm sure he felt it.
I'm gonna do it to his face. I don't want to do it when he's not here. I'm gonna do it straight to his face. I actually may try to FaceTime when we get off here and be like, "Well,
he's
guess
talking
what?
about going." He's talking about being a Mo party in September.
Yeah, I gotta shoot me those dates again too, because I gotta make sure I can get off work. But I'm down for coming down and hanging out. So that'd be great.
Oh man, yeah. But all right,
I can bring my stuff and we could do a remote podcast if we got Wi-Fi. We're good.
Oh yeah. All right.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Brothers and sisters, y'all check this out. And as always, everybody, I hope y'all have a great week. Have a great rest of the weekend. Chief, be safe. Hang on a second. But be safe. I'm sure y'all are going to have fun.
Rum runners all week.
Thanks for riding with us on the Forever Road podcast with Bosco. Hey, you can find and follow us at Instagram and Facebook, or just drop us a line or a question anytime at foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time on the Forever Road podcast.